The calendar has moved over to 2021. It is time to get into the home stretch of the basketball season for the high school girls and boys. It is a crosstown rivalry. They'll play 2 times in 21. We've got your first one tonight. It is Centennial hosting the Ankeny Hawks. Hello, everybody from Centennial High School. That's Andy Pollack. I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here. And, Andy, you last saw the Ankeny Hawkettes before Christmas break. I saw the Jaguars before the break. Both teams playing well. Ankeny's lost 1 game to Waukee. Centennial 4-0, one of the best teams in the state. On paper is one thing, but what's the old cliche? Throw the records out when it's
a huge rivalry game, and you talk about any sport between these two schools, and all the coaches that you talk to always talk about, you just don't know what's going to happen when these two teams meet, and a player that may be Miss Dependable or Mr. Dependable all season long all of a sudden isn't in a rivalry situation. So it's going to be fun to watch tonight. It's a situation where we're in a socially distant atmosphere and not as many fans. This is really one of the fun atmospheres in high school sports when these two teams play against each other, and we don't get to experience that tonight.
If I'm not been broadcasting this when I've watched this one from the corners, I think of several boys' games that have gotten heated, and it was good that there was maybe a Christmas break coming because it might have continued into something else. But on the girls' side, it has been one-sided since Centennial opened up. 14-0 are the Jaguars against the Hawks in this series. But this is a different Hawkette team than what they've brought in previous games, Andy. They're featuring some veteran players, maybe not seniors, but those who've seen the court, seen Centennial, and thinking maybe this is our year.
Well, and they do have a good group of seniors, a good group of girls who have been around for a long time. Names that we've called for a lot of years here, led by Abby Johnson. Abby is a player that she can shoot from anywhere on the court, just tall enough that she can also create a mismatch down low if she wants to do that as well. And, Coach McAnally, Drew McAnally for Ankeny, he's very happy with this team. They had a rough spot against Waukee, who's really the class of 5A right now with what they're doing and what we've seen them do so far. But it's really what they've got is a bunch of good girls, a bunch of girls that have had a good time together. They're a fun group to come out and coach them each time, and it'll be interesting to see. It's a learning experience. They really took it on the chin against Waukee right before break.
Ellie Mashoff, Calissa Wright, and Abby Johnson, those are the 3 seniors. You got a sophomore in Jenna Pitts, and you have a freshman in Carson Jacks. Those are your 5 starters for the Hawkettes. For Centennial tonight, Andy, they're going to go with Bella Robin, Avery Porter, Jackie Pippett, Ellie Street, and the newcomer who is anything but new to basketball. It's Maggie Phipps. It has been an incredible adjustment in watching Centennial. They are way above what they would normally put through the basket.
Yeah, about 20 points above what they would normally put in the basket. And, credit that to Coach DeYoung and realizing that he's got a team that's just built a little bit differently right now. And Scott DeYoung has won a lot of games in his time as a coach. And I don't say that because of his age. I say that because he's been a really good coach. I think 4 or 5 state titles. I don't remember the number that he's at
5
right now.
5 in a row, and he knows what's going on.
Yes.
He's been extremely successful. He hasn't been 4-0, though, in a while when they come out of the Christmas break. Everything has been different this year, including how they've handled the break. A lot of times you see teams that maybe have scrimmages against a whole lot of different schools. This year, you just have to kind of worry about yourself, and we'll worry about the postseason when we get there.
And they do that, and with the girls that they've got, they're a team that if they stay healthy and they've got everybody around, they're a top 5 team in the state right now. There's no reason we won't be watching a game of them play down at Wells Fargo Arena come mid-March.
All right, we're going to step away for just a couple of minutes and come back and get you a little deeper dive into this ball game, as it is Centennial hosting Ankeny next on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
After 35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Welcome back to Ankeny Centennial High School for this CIML matchup. It is the Ankeny Hawks and the Centennial Jaguars. I'm Paul Yeager, Andy Pollack here with you tonight. As this contest, Andy, we have our player of the game, at least the one that we're going to feature. And let's talk about, for Ankeny, it's Abigail Johnson. And you're like, wait a minute, I saw Ankeny play last year. She wasn't there. Abby's had some injuries during her career, but when she has been there on the court, she's been impressive. She's also impressive off the court. You know, you've seen a high school athlete get hurt and miss a season. You know all they just want is one more chance, and she's making the most of it.
Well, and it's such a finite amount of time that you've got in high school. And, Abby is already signed. She's going to play college basketball at the D2 level, and she's a good athlete. She is, at 5'9", 5'10", she's able to post up if she wants to. And she does provide, at about a 28, 29% clip, able to shoot from the outside as well. And that gives Coach Mack his sniper, really, from the outside. And they've got a couple others that can do that. But Abby's been the last few years with her being hurt, that's been the tough spot because she has been one of the better players on that team. So they just haven't been able to accomplish exactly, maybe to the potential that they've had as a team.
Johnson averaging just under 16 points a game. For Centennial, if you watched the state tournament last year or the year before that, North Polk had a player named Maggie Phipps. Maggie Phipps has signed with Drake, and then her family made a move just a few miles south into the Centennial district. She is, when players get added and you've had that chemistry for a number of years, it can go one of two ways. So far, the chemistry is clicking and working for Maggie Phipps and Centennial.
And you talk to the coaches about her, and it's not just that she's a good player. They talk about how good a gal she is and just a good kid. And you're right. I mean, you see it a lot in a metropolitan area like we are. Kids able to go to different schools, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But what Maggie Phipps really does is it allows, there were some deficiencies on this team. There's some pieces, but some deficiencies on this Centennial team coming into the season, and she fills in and allows those deficiencies now to maybe allow other players to play to their strengths, and that's what's going to make, I think that she was the missing piece that's really going to allow this Centennial team to have some success or a lot of success this year.
Well, and she's averaging 22 points a contest.
Right, so she's a good player in her own right.
It is, and it's up over last year, 18-19. And she had a good, talented group around her at North Polk last year. You think of Jadon Murphy, and there's been such great players. But go to Maggie Phipps quickly, Andy. When you think of Scott DeYoung and the number of years that he's had, it has been a long time since he has had a prolific of a scorer who can do it night in and night out. Sure, a girl can pop off for 30 on one night, but very few can do it as regularly as Maggie's able to.
Yeah, to consistently do it the way that she's done it so far. I mean, we're 4 games into the season. It's not a great sample size so far, but there's a reason she's going to Drake. I mean, there's one of the best programs in the Midwest as far as women's basketball is concerned. So she just makes everybody else around her better right now. I mean, she's a very good player in her own right, but it just allows, your second scorer, what was going to be your first scorer, now all of a sudden isn't your go-to and is able to pop off for, 10, 12, 15 points on a given night. And, we talked about that already with with Pip or McKenna Clark, being able to do what she's been able to do so far, and just a bunch of other girls able to go and do what they do, just be better players.
Bella Robin, almost 8 points a game. Same with Lizzie Strom off the bench, 9 for McKenna Clark. So Jackie Pippett, I think, is who's maybe benefited the most from that. So we'll meet those starters when we come back, as we are now just a couple of minutes away from tip-off here. It's Centennial and Ankeny on CISN tonight.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
I have a very active family, and those activities can lead to injuries. Whether on a soccer field or in a gym, accidents happen. For all imaging procedures like x-rays, CAT scans, or an MRI, we trust Iowa Radiology. They're professional, have the latest technology, and are really great with my kids. Got questions? Call or text today, or visit iowaradiology.com. See why more and more families choose Iowa Radiology. Their focus is our good health.
Welcome back. He's Andy Pollack. I'm Paul Yeager. I don't know which one's the good-looking one. I think it's him, but
You've got better hair.
we got to go with that. I found some old pictures today.
Uh-oh.
I did have good hair back then. It's going away, and the kids are giving me a hard time about it turning gray. But, you look at Scott DeYoung, Drew McAnally, both at one time great heads of hair. Now it's a little closer to the vest. 0-14 against somebody that's your rival. Mac's not been at the helm this whole time. He's the third coach since the split. But it still weighs on him. Do you let that – I don't even bring it up to coaches because you know how different it is from high school year to year. It's not the same thing like it is at a professional or college level. It still has to weigh on you.
I'm not sure it's something that's talked about as much, maybe on the losing side of things where Ankeny's been. You've gone through three or maybe I think three coaches in those 7 years in that time since they've split. However, if you're Coach DeYoung, you bring that. I think you handle that that's got to be prominent in your locker room and talk about how we don't lose to this team. I think is how you voice it. And Coach DeYoung is always coached with a little bit of a quiet swagger anyway. That he's a winner. The guy has won with bad talent. He's one of the great talent. I would say one of the best ways to describe probably what Centennial teams and Ankeny teams before that when he was there, one of the best ways to describe it is he's an overachieving coach. Whatever he's got, he's going to do the best you can possibly do with it.
They're dimming the lights. They're headed to the sidelines, and we're just a couple of moments away, Andy, as the officials make their way. They're masked up. Players are masked up here during the lineup. Fans are, and it is just a different situation throughout all of this, but let's go up above and watch our
Tonight's game will match the Hawkettes from our neighbors to the south, Ankeny High, against our own Centennial Jaguars. Tonight's contest is a CIML conference game. Ankeny High comes into tonight's contest with a 3-1 record. They are coached by Drew McAnally, and he is assisted by Seth Haggerty, Mandy Kinzenbach, Gary Birdwell, Jacob Plummer, and David Olson. Ankeny Centennial has a 4-0 record, and they are coached by Scott DeYoung in his 28th season at Ankeny and his 8th season at Ankeny Centennial. He is assisted by David Runchie, Rachel Hinders, and Andy Bain. Now, let's meet the starting lineups first for our visitors from Ankeny High. Starting at a guard, 5'8" sophomore, number 5, Jenna Pitts. At a guard, 5'3" senior, number 12, Ellie Mashoff. At a guard, 6'1" senior, number 14, Melissa Wright. At a guard, 5'5" freshman, number 22, Carson Jacks. And rounding out the guard court, a 5'11" senior, number 30, Abigail Johnson. And now, for our Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Starting at a guard, 5'8" senior, number 2, Hilla Rubin. At a guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 10, Avery Porter. At a guard, a 5'11" senior, number 15, Jackie Pippins. At the other guard, a 5'11" senior, number 23, Maggie Phipps. And at the forward, a 5'10" junior, number 40, Ellie Street. Our officials tonight, Travis Carroll. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and kindly remove your hats?
We'll take a quick break. Tip off right after this.
I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Your starting lineups tonight, the Ankeny Hawkettes will bring Jenna Pitts, Ellie Mashoff, Calissa Wright, Carson Jackson, Abigail Johnson. They are 3-1, coached by Drew McAnally. Centennial Jaguars in the 8th season for Scott DeYoung. Centennial's 4-0, and they'll counter with Bella Robin, Avery Porter, Jackie Pippett, Maggie Phipps, and Ellie Street. Robin, Porter, Pippett, Phipps, and Street. For Ankeny, it's Pitts, Mashoff, Wright, Jackson, Johnson. Andy Pollock, your keys tonight for this contest as you see them.
Well, I think for Ankeny, it's really going to be a matter of who else is going to step up beside Abigail Johnson tonight. They've been a fairly balanced team throughout the course of the year. I really look at Carson Jacks, the freshman, to see what she can do. I think she's a really good shooter from the outside, a very good shooter from the outside. And if they can free her up a little bit, I know Coach Young is really good at taking out the best player on the team. I look for Carson Jacks to have a couple good open looks for Ankeny.
Travis Scott tosses the ball, and we are underway as Centennial takes the opening tip. And immediately they go to work on the offensive side. In their home white with the black numbers trimmed in silver around the edges, a little smaller digit. Phipps kicks. It's back to the top. Street. 3-ball corner, no good, and the rebound is key for both of these teams. And Ankeny wins the loose one there. That's Pitts. And Jax carries the basketball. She'll settle in her first opportunity to play in this Ankeny Centennial matchup.
It's always interesting for me to watch Centennial on offense because they're a very patient team normally. And so in their first possession night, a couple extra passes, had some looks, and got a very good one even though they didn't get it to fall.
Phipps drives and is fouled by Calissa Wright.
You mentioned the pregame. It's going to be interesting to watch Centennial push the tempo more than normal tonight because Ankeny's got athletes. They can play that game. So we'll see how that works out as each team tries to run the court when it's possible.
Phipps connects on her first free throw. And the second. 2-0 Centennial on 2 free throws. Now your first offensive possession set up for the offense here for Ankeny. That's Johnson. She drives, pulls back up, tried to get to a cutting mash off, and good defense.
And Porter
by
was
a
able
Centennial team. Imagine me saying that.
Yeah, Porter was able to get her hand in there, just kind of beat her to the spot.
Robin and Porter exchanging the basketball on the right side. Sometimes Maggie Phipps won't get involved in and kind of lull you to sleep, but great move by Robin.
Bella Robin's been a player the last few years. We've seen what she can do offensively. She'll step in every once in a while, and you've seen her go off for a good number of points in a short amount of period. You know, her being able to be that second or third type scorer this year for Centennial makes him a much better ball club.
Johnson pulls the trigger, and it's off the mark. Pitts gets the rebound.
Maybe just a little bit rushed in that rhythm.
She'll drive in over Phipps. That's an interesting matchup to see Phipps and Johnson. So not hiding Maggie Phipps on the defensive side. Jackie Pippett for 2.
Pippett with a nice job getting the player on her hip. One of the first moves they teach you when you start playing post in basketball is that drop step. Spin to the baseline.
Pitts kicks. 3-ball. Good for Ankeny's Ellie Mashoff.
Mashoff, just hangs out on the corner. Robin came down on help defense. No rotation. Had to go out. Was out there late. Nice shot for Mashoff.
One shot cuts the lead in half. 3-throw line. No good. Rebound. Calissa Wright.
That's a key for Ankeny, if they have to start, they're going to want to stay in man-to-man defense as long as possible tonight. And if they have to get out of that, how can they rebound? And so far, it's been mostly one and done for Centennial.
Right. That's Carson Jax. Coach Mack says he needs her to attack a lot more. Said she's been getting a little bit better as the season's gone on. Pitt's nice move, but it's blocked by Ellie Street. And here come the Jags pushing tempo. Pippett. Loose ball chase down by Porter.
You see your coach Young say, Maggie, come get it. They know. They know where they want the ball. Whose hands they want the ball in.
Phipps in the corner. Rebound right. And she just about gives it away and does. Pitt's not ready. When you've got that other player there, sometimes you're just so ingrained. Get it to the point guard. Get it to the guard.
Well, Ellie Street hanging back a little bit. She did the same thing. She caused a turnover down here on the defensive end as well. So just being very active. Long arms for Ellie Street.
Jack's out. In is Chrisman. Phipps on the left elbow. Loses it for a moment. The runner right side won't go. Olivia Anderson in. it went off of her last. It'll be Ankeny ball.
But you see Abby Johnson at great position down there underneath, and that's, it's one of those situations where they either got to call the foul on Anderson or give it to Ankeny. They can't just, because Anderson definitely violating that principle of verticality, going after the rebound. You like that big word for me tonight?
Principle of what?
Pretty early. Principle of verticality.
Verticality.
That's the some of the wording that the officials discuss when they talk about displacement and over the back. There's no over the back call, but you violate that verticality. And I've been doing some studying.
I got to give you credit.
Been reading some books, magazines, chat rooms, blogs.
I was going to say he's doing his homework.
That street again.
6-3. Centennial the lead. They started out with 2 free throws. The only points so far for Ankeny are 3-point bucket. And till now, as Abigail Johnson in motion cuts it to 1.
That's Pitts. Just seeing Johnson on the cutter. They got Ankeny on the they got Centennial on the out of bounds into a zone look. Got her on the cutter down the middle.
Oh, step back. Maggie Phipps for 2.
That's pretty right there. Not maybe not normally for your average player the look that you want to get coming back after a point that gets you within 1. But with Maggie Phipps, you let her take that shot wherever.
Right with it. Now Chrisman. A little give and go. Had Johnson for a moment on the pick and roll.
Ankeny have to reset a little bit. They're more in a zone-looking offense right now.
Johnson, it goes off of her hands, and it's picked up by Porter. Phipps crashes through, but she travels.
Played through a lot of contact, but I'm not sure if it was enough to justify a foul call, and she definitely took the extra step. And Coach DeYoung down there satisfied with the explanation that he gets, and we'll play on.
The official, Travis Carroll, has been around a long time.
We see him beside us at the state tournament all the time.
He's refereed a number of state tournament games, so you're not going to get very far. Jenna Pitts. Her sister Kayla graduated last year. Chrisman drives. Now back off Ellie Mashoff. She had the 3. And before she can get rid of it, she's fouled. And that is going to be Lizzie Strom.
Her first, team second.
Just enough contact there to throw things out of whack.
Johnson. Left behind, 3-point off the mark. Rebound into the game is Aliyah Al-Hamid. And she takes it the length of the court. And before she can get the shot off, it goes out of bounds off of another freshman, Carson Jacks.
Yeah, Jacks coming over from the opposite side. Recognize that Hamid's got a full head of steam going at the hoop and able to get her hand on the ball and knock it out of bounds.
The give and go to Phipps. Jump stop in the middle. Good. This time it's an and 1.
We've seen some good players over the last several years in the Central Iowa. But watching Maggie Phipps and just that control that she's got when she goes in the lane, she's able. It's not the smoothest, but she's just got so much control as she gets into the lane.
Phipps gets the and 1. Now it back up to a 6-point lead. Maggie Phipps with 7. The foul was on Rachel Chrisman. 11-5. Centennial in the lead. Minute and 40 seconds to play first quarter. And we're going to have Phipps on the foul up top. That's one way to get her out of the game. Get her in foul trouble.
Fighting through the screen, trying to go through that, and everything's set for Ankeny, and she tries to battle through it and just grabs on to Pitts as she comes around.
Pitts gets a screen from Crispin, but not much is happening from there. Carson Jackson's shot's no good. Almost a loose ball chased by Mashoff, but Strom now to Phipps. That's off. Hamid the rebound. Into the lane, lefty goes.
Hamid goes to that left hand as she goes in. As a freshman, you just see so far when she's come in, just plays with a ton of confidence as she comes into the game tonight.
Pitts tries to clear a little bit of room. Boy, let that one hang too much. Right, the floater.
One of the things that Ankeny's done a nice job of adjusting to so far is just playing at a little bit different tempo on the offensive end than they've had to play in their game so far, and they've adjusted to it so far.
Final 50, Pitts. Jacks. Right for three. No. Tipped back into Mashoff. 15-footer good.
Miscommunication after the offensive board. No one came out to guard Mashoff, and that's a wide open look as she drains it. Saw two players on her. They both left to go cover somebody else.
Hawks cut the lead to 4. Final 25 of the first quarter. We're going to have a foul out top.
Just enough body to get it called. It's tough because Chrisman's been playing a lot of minutes here early tonight. 2 quick fouls on her, though, in the first quarter.
Coach McAnally trying to get 2 or 3 off the bench. He may have to go to that 3 if fouls become an issue with Chrisman. 10 seconds, El Hamid. Strom turns, drives. Lefty, short, Johnson, 3 seconds. 2, midcourt, lets it fly at the horn! Off the mark, but it's a 4-point advantage for Centennial. We've played 1, 13-9.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Maggie Phipps leads all scorers. She has 7 points in this first quarter as Centennial of Ankeny leads the Hawkettes 13-9. Paul Yeager, Andy Pollock here on CISN tonight. And a little different lineup here as we see coming in McKenna Clark. Clark tested positive for COVID and missed some practices, but she is back. We won't see her as much tonight, but she's in there right now as she tries to get her wind back. Pitts, loose ball, chases it down.
Ellie Street, that was her 4th deflect of the night, and not a normal stat that shows up anywhere, but it just takes you out of your offensive rhythm so much.
Pitts has had no chance to get anything there, and that's her first 2 to start the second quarter.
And she got Street to overplay it just a little bit. That little crossover got her a chance to run again for Ankeny.
Wright steals it and just about walks with it before Carson Jacks comes to help save the day for the moment.
Pretty good flow to this game so far. We've been able to, there's been a fair amount of fouls, and as I say, of course, there's a timeout, but 3 fouls on each side. They're calling it well without having to stay too tight. So it's been a nice flow, an up and down game, and no, 1 minute, 20-second offensive possessions or anything like that.
Centennial, they have defeated Fort Dodge, Newton, Marshalltown, and Ames, and that has pushed them to an average of 76.5 points per game. They've given up only 24, but Fort Dodge, Newton, Marshalltown, not always known for their strong girls programs. Ames, though, That was a big win before Christmas.
Well, and especially considering how those games went last year. And if I remember right, Ames was the team that knocked Centennial out last year in the tournament and had some things go right for them at the very end. So a big win, and they've got some talent up there in Ames.
Both boys and girls. From the corner, Abigail Johnson, no good.
That's a shot that they're going to need Abby to hit, and that's certainly a shot she's capable of hitting.
Porter, now Street. That's Bella Robin. Wide open three is hit by Avery Porter.
Everything kind of got pushed over to that far side of the court. And as soon as they knocked it down here, was that I didn't even see who hit the shot, but
the three right there, Avery Porter.
Porter, okay. I just watched the defense. Everybody rotated to the other side, and there's no one left over here.
Pitts. Runner right side, won't go. Robin Skies.
Numbers.
Ellie Street way out front. Wright goes for the loose ball. Porter hit the last bucket down here.
No touch so far for Maggie Phipps on this possession.
Oh, the give and go to Pippett is good.
Just watching Mashoff just face guarding Phipps everywhere she goes, not able to get a touch, really turning this into a 4-on-4 game.
Pippett, Porter, Phipps. A lot of P's. Good thing I'm wearing a P guard.
Yeah.
Pop guard here. Pitts. She joins the party for two.
Yeah, and Pitts, I was just about to say on the last possession now, I feel like maybe she's rushed some things there tonight, but that time in complete control and able to drain that shot.
Phipps for three. A little hard off the glass. Tips off of Calissa Wright as Robin was able to make that happen.
And again, one of the things they're taking her out of the game. She hasn't got as many touches. She's one that wants to get her points. You heard right away as soon as she shot it. You hear Coach DeYoung down here say, "We need a better shot than that." And he's right. That's not the look that early in the possession. Not the look they want.
I've seen Maggie Phipps play for most of her high school career 2 to 3 times a year before the state tournament. When she gets frustrated is how teams would put poke on the defensive, and that is what teams did in the state finals last year, and that's what teams are going to be doing this year, is try to hit her a little bit, take her out of her game. Right there she drives, and then Pippett got position, or was out of position, and still got the ball and is fouled.
And Jackie Pippett, another one of those players that's been a role player for several years for Centennial now, and a tall body out there, but she's always done the right thing when she's in there. Not flashy, but she's a blue collar. Definitely the overused cliche, but definitely a blue collar player for Coach DeYoung.
Substitution for the Hawkettes, number 15, Rachel Christman.
Christman back in now with 2 fouls, and you don't want to be too, I can't even think of the word, unaggressive at this point. You don't want to back off that, but by the same token, with 2 fouls, you have to be a little bit careful.
Pippett's with points 5 and 6 from the free throw line, extends the lead back to 7. Johnson. Right. It's a 2-person game on the cut. They go wide to Mashoff. Had the shot for a moment. Yep, could read that pass where it was going.
And who else? Ellie Street once again. Another just taking Ankeny out of the offensive rhythm. But, one of the things Ankeny where they've had success so far, getting that ball into the lane, that they really get Centennial to collapse down. If they can figure out a way to get some penetration right now, really focus on that, there are some shots to be had out on the perimeter for the Hawks.
One thing Coach DeYoung said coming into this season, I need Ellie Street to be our next lockdown defender. I think he's been so far pleased by what she's done.
He can't be disappointed at all in what he's seen tonight.
Hawkettes have just not had a lot of great looks at the basket in this quarter.
And that means on the few good looks that you do get, you have to capitalize. There's
runner, 3, not even close. Johnson picks up the loose garbage and puts it back.
That 3-point shot really freed it up to get that offensive rebound for Johnson. drew the defense out there. Everybody was a little bit late getting out there.
The lead was 5 for just a moment. Pippett extends it back to 7.
Boy, it didn't take very long, did it? They run that little secondary break look and get her isolated down low.
Too high of a pass, out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. 3 minutes, 33 seconds to go before half. The shot from Al Hamid is off the mark, and Kalissa Wright, she's been doing well with the rebounds. Johnson up ahead for 3. Set, shoots, rattles around, just not quite there. It looked good.
Yeah, one of the few times she's been able to shoot in rhythm tonight.
Phipps to a cutting Pippett for 2.
Jackie Pippett has really owned the lane these last few possessions for Centennial. And it's not that she's posting up. She's able to get the ball in rhythm and go with it.
Timeout, Ankeny. 2:50 to play before half. We'll step away for a moment. Quick 30 seconds.
Ankeny High takes a Mason City comes to town this Friday night. Let's get out.
Bella Robin, 2 points for Centennial, 2 for Al Hamid, 3 for Avery Porter, 7 for Maggie Phipps, none for Streeter Strom yet, but it's the 10 points of Jackie Pippett that are the difference.
And she really, again, it's not getting her the ball and then taking her time to post up. It's Jackie Pippett working her way high up in the post. They get the ball at the edge, and she cuts down through, and she's really good going to that left hand as she spins to the basket.
I think she's had the last 7 points in a row.
And that's why he used color-coded pens.
That's a lesson for all you budding statistical keepers. Statisticians. It's no vertical horizon or anything like that. Into the lane, Strom goes too strong, tipped away. Rachel Chrisman, and she's going to have her pocket picked if she's not careful, but she travels first.
Again, Centennial will just get you playing at a little bit faster pace on offense than what you want to do, and I thought they had a good look, but just when it comes time to kick it back out, everyone's just not quite in position yet.
Al Hamid gets it back. Phipps, top of the key. Pick is set. The dump down, and that's a travel. And Mac wanted to make sure that got called. He was helping out. I didn't see that he was wearing black and white stripes tonight.
Chrisman at the top of the key did a nice job keeping her distance, but just there enough that as they try to get the ball to Strom, she had someone right in her grill and not able to gather her feet as she's bouncing that ball around.
Jenna Pitts takes it in motion, dribbles down the length of the court. No shot. She's fouled on the floor by Ellie Street.
You think that might have been a little topic of conversation in the huddle there for Ankeny during that last time out? It was like, get the ball to the basket. I mean, when they've had their success tonight, it's when they've penetrated and got the ball towards the hoop. It opens up a lot of other things the way Centennial likes to collapse.
Now, granted, Pippett is out of the game, but you need to get her out of the game in foul trouble. That's the only way to slow her down right now.
So far, that's all we've seen. I would expect we'll see her come off the bench any second here once again.
Double high pick. Frees up Johnson. No good. Rebound Mashoff. Kicks it back Jax. Johnson again. This time hits it.
We've seen that already. Abby Johnson doing the work on the offensive boards. That's where she's been able to get some good looks. You get that defense out of whack, and they're not able to identify who they've got coming off the glass.
Lead down to 7. Al Hamid loses it. Johnson collects. Has her pocket picked. Grabs it. Holds it. Now Pitts. Corner. 3. No. And man, Ankeny wanted that one.
Once again, though, the penetration led to a great look out on the edge.
Approaching a minute. Strom up over. Tipped away as they tried to go to Anderson. And now Pitts will walk it up with a minute left.
Johnson down low, and again, a good job of staying straight up in the air, not reaching over Anderson to try to knock that away.
Pitts the carry, and not the bucket to go, but she'll get to shoot too.
And I think she's going to be the key as this game goes into the second half. We've seen her create some really good looks off penetration.
She's only a 43% free throw shooter, averaging 10 points or 11 points a game. Tonight, she's only got 4. On this first free throw, she misses. So free throws, which is going to be a problem in the boys' game too for the Ankeny boys. They've been struggling from the free throw line. Not saying that's the reason for a loss to Waukee. They just got blown out of the gym there.
Waukee may be one of the best teams the state's ever seen.
Oh,
they're already being talked about in the same vein as the Ames teams from the mid 2000 or late 2010 or so.
What? You only had 2 NBA players? Pippett scores. Imagine that.
Pippett in rhythm has been outstanding tonight.
Will Ankeny be content for 1?
I think so right now. No reason to rush things. Keep it within 10. You're within striking distance heading into the second half. You even have a chance to cut it to 6 or even 5. Definitely the person whose hands you want the ball on right now.
Ooh. Pitts had a window. Oh, a cutting. Oh, wow. Ellie Mashoff. What a pass from Carson Jacks. 4 seconds. 3. Down low. That's going to be out of bounds at the buzzer. Mashoff gets her 20, or gets the team to get 20 points. It's a 6-point advantage for Centennial. Goes into halftime up 26-20. And we will recap scoring, look at other games around the area tonight in 4A. And you never know what surprises we'll have when we come back. It is halftime. Ankeny trails Centennial 26-20. This is CISN.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand-in-hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Hi, I'm Chris with Fireplace Superstore. Fall's upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. These are ideal for your new construction project, for your remodeling project, or for removing your old wood-burning fireplace and replacing it with a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. Come see us today at Fireplace Superstore, 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
After 35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford.
Ankeny tonight has scored 20 points. They scored 9 in the first quarter, 11 in the second, for a total of 20. Centennial, 13 and 13, makes 26. Quick recap of scoring here. Andy Pollock, Paul Yeager.
I'm smiling, by the way.
You're smiling.
I'm smiling.
I'm shouting so we can be heard, but you know, we always have to make sure that we're dressed up when we do this camera thing. So thank you very much, Devin, for that. All right. Before I get into the stats, what are your takeaways right now? If you are Coach McAnally, You're down 6 at the break. What are you telling them?
I think the emphasis, get the ball into the lane. I think that's where you have your best chances. And honestly, they've done all right on the offensive glass as well. So they want to get shots up. There's been, I don't have the exact number of turnovers, not a stat we keep, but there's too many, right? Is the answer right now. That's always the answer for a coach. But, if they can avoid those turnovers, get the shots up, they've had some success on the offensive glass and getting, I think in the volleyball word, let's say getting a team out of system, right? Where we don't have that defense. They're not completely set up after the ball goes up. They've been able to find some girls wide open off the offensive glass. It's really another version of a fast break, what they've been able to create.
Jenna Pitts 5, Ellie Mashoff 7, and then the only other one to score is Abby Johnson and 6. So you've also got to find a couple of other players to score.
Sure, and I think they've had some really good looks from the outside. But again, we've talked about it before. Centennial just makes you, they make you dribble a little quicker than you're used to. They make you shoot the ball a little quicker than you're used to. And so far, that adjustment hasn't quite been made for Ankeny.
For Centennial and you're Scott DeYoung, what are you saying at halftime?
Well, again, you're looking for, I don't know if you're looking for screens or what you want to do, because you want to get the ball in Maggie Phipps's hands. We've seen what she can do with the ball in her hands, but you're looking at that nice look between her and Pippett and what they can do right now with each other, getting the ball where they've been at their best right now is the ball down on the left side of the court and getting Pippett cutting through the lane. They've been really good at that. It's that well has been gone to many times so far tonight.
Jackie Pippett, 12 points, Andy, and that's well above, I believe that's above her average.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's normally, she's somewhere in the single digits. She's normally at 8 points. Height has always been something that the Ankeny's had a hard time defending, and Jackie Pippett would fit that bill tonight. Strong player, tall player, hard to stop. I mean, Abby Johnson's just not the same, and that's not actually always who's on her defensively.
Right. In fact, it rarely has.
It really has.
Oh, yeah. She's been. We've seen Abby Johnson on a lot of other players, and Abby, they're going to need her to score for Ankeny. They're going to need to free her up, and Phipps. It's interesting with Phipps guarding her. That shows the confidence that Coach DeYoung has in the rest of his team, because a lot of times it's tough to be that primary defender and also the best scorer. And he told Maggie Phipps tonight that you're the one that's going to defend. Is what it looks like so far as the game plan.
Maggie Phipps with 7 points. None for Ellie Street or Lizzie Strom, who've had minutes. 3 for Avery Porter, 2 for Aliyah El Hamid, and 2 for Bella Robin. That's a look at your stats and your halftime breaks. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with the second half when we return.
35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
I have a very active family, and those activities can lead to injuries. Whether on a soccer field or in a gym, accidents happen. For all imaging procedures like x-rays, CAT scans, or an MRI, we trust Iowa Radiology. They're professional, have the latest technology, and are really great with my kids. Got questions? Call or text today, or visit iowaradiology.com. See why more and more families choose Iowa Radiology. Their focus is our good health.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's Wyatt Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
That's Knights and Clones. I'm at Paul Yeager on Twitter. Don't hate us.
I mean, we can handle it, right?
I don't know what the exact term. There's a couple of terms the way I'll handle criticism, and that's
let's
okay.
you've had to deal with hate mail your whole career.
Yes.
I only have to deal with it during basketball season.
Hey, we're here to tell you what's going on, and we know people are watching all around the world here on CISN, and most nights we've got 2, maybe 3 games, and it's not just limited to basketball. We did wrestling this week, and that will be something we will see more of as the year goes on. We've already been doing swimming and volleyball and football, so just look up, subscribe to the CISN TV YouTube page and hit that little yellow bell ding anytime we go live or set a reminder, and you can see his shining face more nights than mine. So second half here as we take a look at the top 10 for girls basketball. Waukee Johnston, Iowa City West, Waterloo West, Centennial is 5. Johnston tonight, Andy, plays Valley. It's Valley's only their second game. It's Johnston's first. Johnston hasn't played a game, and they're still ranked second. But they could be a great basketball team, and that's after graduating most of the teams that won the state title last year.
Exactly. So
Chad Gillick's excited over there, I got to tell you.
Well-deserved.
I'm going to miss watching Maya McDermott play for Johnston. That was just one of my favorite players. But you know who's been fun to watch, too, is Maggie Phipps. And, of course, I thought they were going to whistle her for a turnover right there. But, no, she's fouled.
I think she was – she got fouled, right?
Yep. 26-20. Centennial gets the ball. They have a cut-in Robin. Right out 3. Good.
I'm not sure how Maggie Phipps got that inbounds pass into Robin and then to kick it out to Porter, because that got everybody around there. Somehow threaded that needle.
Back to a 9-point advantage for Centennial, who is not led by double digits. 9 has been their highest amount. Johnson, short. Maggie Phipps pushes tempo up to Avery Porter.
You see Johnson taking it right at the basket to start the half. Definitely the ball you want in her hands.
Phipps, top of the key, guarded by Ellie Mashoff. Pippett, who was hot in that second quarter. Phipps, the red from the corner, drains it.
And I'm not even sure that's the look they want. You can't defend that much better if you're Mashoff.
And the first double-digit lead is 12 for Centennial here at 6:40 to go. Mashoff behind the back. Johnson's cutting behind Phipps, but she cleared out just enough room for Calissa Wright. Normally when that play goes, you want to flash in front, unless what they were trying to do was set some type of backdoor screen to free room for Wright on Phipps.
Well, and she, the aggressiveness of taking the ball to the basket, I think that's got to be a point of emphasis as they go through this third quarter.
Calissa Wright hits the first free throw. She now has 3 points. She scored 2 in the first quarter, and that is the first points of Ankeny here in the second half. Second free throw is off the mark. Phipps, top of the key, short.
I think Wright got a hand on that one.
Pitts goes right into the teeth, kicks it. Carson Jacks, 3. Flick of the wrist, no good. Pippett, the loose board.
And Jax is that player that she's a really good three-point shooter from the outside. If they can get her a few more of those looks and get her warmed up, a chance to get back in this game.
Centennial talked about transition in this game, trying to get points in there. We've not seen them score a lot in the move. They've had a lot more offensive sets because they've had success like that. Bella Robin.
Man, down low, Centennial loves that turn to the baseline move. They've had a lot of success in their postgame with that tonight.
Right, three-pointer. Thought about it. Now she needs some help. Pitts to the rescue. Mashoff, 3. Way off the mark. Phipps is there. Street. Here Coach DeYoung says swing it, and that was something that might have been successful. Robin, the turnaround shot over right is no good.
You know, they really only spent that whole possession on this half of this quarter of the court. You don't put much stress on a defense by keeping everything in the same confined area.
Mash off. Now right. Kick to Jax. That one's good.
And she's had some looks tonight, hits one right now, and that's what they're going to need to do to get back in this ball game.
Timeout. Full break. We'll be back in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's Wyatt Fairway. Only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
After 35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Coach Drew McAnally said he brought in some boys to help scrimmage, get his girls ready for the speed and quickness. And right now they're within 10 of the 5th-rated team in the state, well below their season average. But it's been too easy. Jackie Pippett. Hey, next time I'll try and look.
That's a horseplay right there, right? That's a challenge somebody to an extra letter in that one.
Wow. Hey, if Phipps is going to be able to dish it out like that, Phipps will take it. One thing Max said, hey, we need to make Phipps earn everything, and she's going to take that, and if Pippett can hit them, they're fine. As long as you get to points and win, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's not about getting your points always.
Phipps has a quiet 10 tonight, and save for a couple opportunities, but that's what scorers are going to do. Scorers are going to take the shots when they see them, and she's missed a couple that you can say, yeah, maybe she forced it a little bit, but we've certainly seen worse, right? Wow. She's got a good supporting cast around her, and some other girls, including Jackie Pippett, have stepped up huge tonight.
Well, and Ellie Street on defense there of Johnson has done her part. Johnson knifes through for 2 more.
Johnson, that's a great look for her in the lane. Great look.
Turn around, you guessed it. Jackie Pippett, points 15 and 16.
And we've seen Pippett go to the left. We've seen her go to the right. It's the spin to the baseline off the glass. It's a great move for her.
Ankeny has got to find an answer for her or at least get her stopped on a time or two and score. Pitts in transition is blocked by Ellie Street. What a defensive play. Oh, Phipps cuts the distance, and she'll get a chance to shoot 2.
Phipps, I thought she had a look there from three-point land, and it's a rhythm look, a rhythm play. She finds her way into the lane, gets to the basket.
Maggie hits the first. Lead back up to 13. That's the biggest of the game. And now it is the biggest of the game at 14 as Phipps goes XX. Jenna Pitts. Jacks in the corner. Mash off. Loose ball right.
A lot of harassment.
That zone is just, I can't breathe, man. Carson Jacks across to right. Tiptoes the line.
They've got Ankeny playing at a fast offensive pace right now.
Mashoff shuffles her feet. Gets to the basket and is fouled.
You know, up until that foul, you'd say that Centennial is winning that possession, right? But, you know, it's one of the things that style of defense can also do is get you out of position. And as soon as they were, Ankeny recognized it, and they took that thing baseline, and that's why they're able to end up winning the possession. It's the one thing to be winning it, and then finally to be the one that won the possession.
Johnson foot was behind the line. It's a three.
Just that last little step back with her right foot right before she did it, and that time able to catch it in rhythm and go up and put the icing on that cake of that possession.
And a foul the other end on Abigail Johnson. Now, Abigail is not the only Johnson on this roster. Cassie, her younger sister, who, if you've heard Andy and I talk before at an Ankeny and Centennial event, it was probably in softball back in July when Cassie, as an 8th grader, was contributing to that Ankeny softball team. But Abby was watching. Travel is going to be called on Clark. And last year when Abby was hurt, she was the first one off the bench at every timeout, congratulating her teammates. And we talked about it in the open. She wants to be here in the worst way. As you said, a finite amount of time.
Yep. And there's a good synergy with this group of Hawks. A good combination of upperclassmen and lowerclassmen right now as Coach McAnally continues to try to build that program
the three
into
from
a
Kristen's
consistent winner.
Good. Yes. And we mentioned being the 3rd coach in 8 years. That's not easy.
Well, they've got the youth program that they're building up right now. They're in their 2nd year of that, and that's a thing that he was very instrumental in helping get started again because they were losing. You know, they'd have girls that would go play, and one of the big things in girls sports is and especially in basketball, is sometimes you're not only competing to have girls play for your school, but just playing your particular sport within your school, especially at a large school like Ankeny and Centennial. So they continue to try to build that and get young girls involved in the sport of basketball, and not only get them involved, but then keep them involved in the sport of basketball all the way up through.
Well, Coach DeYoung, even with all of his success, is often Pitts drives, can't get the layup to go. 2 Jags fight for it, Robin and Anderson. And Street will push it up here as we approach a minute. But even Scott DeYoung has tried to figure out, how do I continue to get numbers for my program?
And really, in some of these,
This is 3,
I thought
no
that
good.
was in. And some of the things maybe, Coach DeYoung's been coaching for 30, 35 years right now, and it's not the same game. The game on the court, as much as similar as it is, there's so many more things going on off the court, so many more opportunities for everybody that you want to do your best to keep your best athletes out. And credit to these guys, they're looking for ways. They're not just saying, no, we're going to do it this way and it's my way or the highway. These guys they're doing it with several multi-sport athletes on their team. They're just trying to figure out a way to continue to build their program and keep high numbers.
Coach says his first year at Ankeny coaching was 93. He'd been at Colonesca before that. Offensive foul going to be whistled on Abby Johnson.
I think they got Wright on the moving screen as Johnson was dribbling around her in the same area, but Wright just kind of shoved her hip out just a little bit.
Yep. Oh, that's a warning. Okay.
Says, I'm not even talking to you.
And that's the thing we've heard it in football. You've been able to, at baseball, softball, with fewer fans in the place, you can hear a lot more.
Yeah, without no fans here right now.
You get to hear more of what the officials and the players are saying to one another. Pippett, a little far for her range, but you never know. Clark, she thought about it. Phipps off the screen, and that's going to be a moving screen.
Yep, Phipps with the ball, but as Pippett started to move just a little bit early before Phipps went by her. And had we not just seen the exact same thing down on this end, she probably gets away with it, but can't let it go on one end and not the other.
"20 seconds. Hawkettes down by 11. Jenna Pitts with the basketball. Ooh, Phipps Johnson for three. No. Rebound tipped around. A lot of skin. 6 seconds. Phipps left elbow. Collects, drives, and a foul. 2 shots with 2.3 to go.
And I really thought that Pitts did a good job on defense there. It looked like she got a lot of basketball. But Phipps just, she's finding a way. It's been a quiet amount of points for her tonight, but she continues. I mean, you don't see her forcing a ton of shots up. Maybe earlier she pressed a little, but this second and third quarter she's been very good about that.
XX for Phipps.
Outstanding at the free throw line.
And that'll end the quarter. Shot not off the mark, or not even close. 42-29, fourth quarter when we come back.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com.
Centennial wins the quarter 16-9. Lead the game 42-29 here. Centennial has won all 14 in this matchup of girls games, but in the boys, can't get any more even, 7 apiece. We'll have the boys game after this.
And that should be a fun up and down game.
Last year's game's very good.
Two of the top 4 teams in the state a year ago.
Centennial won both of those. Mashoff's three is short, and Bella Robin the board.
Mashoff is a really good three-point shooter. That was a good look for Ankeny to have.
Oh, nice backdoor Robin. She got behind Wright.
Wright just snuck around on the initial look on the edge. She came around to front her right on that, and then Robin able to sneak behind.
Three on the way from Wright, no good. And boy, Ankeny has just gone ice cold from three. They've only hit 1, if not 2, this entire game.
And they're not a bad three-point shooting team. They shoot almost 40% from three-point land, but just have not been able to find the range tonight. But again, it comes back to the tempo that the Centennial defense forces you to play. Good defense by Johnson.
Phipps' drive is denied. Carson Jacks in motion and stride goes Mashoff.
Like we mentioned a couple possessions ago, she's a really good three-point shooter, and no one identifying her with a wide open look from the top.
Shot is good for Robin.
one of the most basic plays that you start off with when you start playing basketball in the man-to-man, the old pick and roll, and she goes with the pick and pop that time. Little 6-foot jump shot.
So now it's back to a 14-point advantage for Centennial. Other games tonight, Iowa City Liberty is at City High, Cedar Rapids Washington at Linn-Mar, Iowa City West at Xavier. I think West was leading that at half, and BJ Mayer's got a great team over there at Iowa City West. They're ranked third in the state. Ames at Fort Dodge, Indianola at Grinnell, Valley at Johnston, Mason City at Marshalltown, Southeast Polk is at Urbandale, and Cedar Falls at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Cedar Falls not too shabby either. They are 7th this season. Prairie at state last year.
Yeah, Iowa City West having a nice year all around in all their sports. So they started in the fall, and they've had a really nice look.
Bella Robin has 10 rebounds tonight, Andy.
That's an all right night, huh?
That is impressive. And our statistician on point.
Yeah, lets us know right away. How about that?
AP helps out AP.
Her maiden voyage tonight on keeping basketball stats. Been doing.
And if I say her name on the air, she's going to be really embarrassed, right?
I think she'll be all right with it.
Carson Jack's threes, no good. Rebound Mashoff. Gets around Pippett. Oh, and she had the shot right there, but chose not. Johnson's three.
Johnson is having a tough time finding the range tonight. Continue to shoot through it.
Right to the lane is fouled, and that's 3 on Jackie Pippett.
And no argument right there. She's getting the instruction right away. Keep your hands off. As the game wears on, it's been a couple weeks since anybody's played. There's no substitution for the in-game shape that they're in. And you've played for 28 minutes so far tonight. It's trying to get yourself back in shape.
Calissa Wright's shot hits the back of the iron. Nice drive, Jackie Pippett. No. Ellie Street, yes. Back to a 16-point advantage for the Jaguars. Pitts. Now Jax. The runner won't go. She's just got to attack. That's something they need her to do. Street to Pippett. Back to Street. Loose ball chased down by you-know-who, Bella Robin.
Yeah, Bella Robin and Ellie Street tonight. I will say it for Bella Robin because of the boards that she's had, but not a ton in the scorebook. Ooh.
Maggie Phipps.
To get control and be that soft off the glass, just a player that's very in control of what she does.
Contact under the hoop. Phipps is going to be whistled for the blocking foul. Actually, they're going to whistle.
They said Porter pushed her from behind into Phipps. So
that'll be the
Pitt's
bonus.
a little banged up from it. She stayed on the ground a couple extra seconds to catch her breath. She's in some pain right now because there's 3 bodies on the floor at the end of that play.
So Jenna, the sophomore, as the gym goes quiet, she hits the first.
Again, I hate to be too much of the way things used to be, but a year ago at this time there was not a seat to be found in this gym at this stage of the night. One of the most fun atmospheres we heard both coaches talk about. I mean, in girls basketball around the country, you may not find a better atmosphere than the night that Ankeny and Centennial play each other.
Timeout on the floor. 4:33 left to go here from Centennial.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
If the Hawkettes are going to make a run, they got to get a stop right here. They're down 16 with 4:33 to play and get some 3 balls to go. Other than that, they still have a big hill to climb. They got to shut down Centennial, and that's been a hard thing to do. Jackie Pippett, Maggie Phipps tonight have been great offensively. Pippett kicks it back out. Ellie Street, no. And boy, Ankeny did not get a body on that one. Pitts tips it.
Pitts has some long arms to get herself involved there.
In the corner, right 3, good.
You know, hopefully it's not too little too late for the Hawks because they've had some looks from three-point land, just not able to get them to fall tonight.
Well, if you're thinking it's law of averages, they've got to fall at some point, maybe.
They've got 3.5 minutes to catch up.
Centennial knows how to take time off a clock. They're going to try to do that right now. Phipps.
We'll see what the 2021 version of Centennial taking the air out of the basketball looks like, because in the past it wouldn't be, and we might see them have the ball the entire rest of the game right now.
3:27 left here in this one.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com.
Ankeny with 1 timeout left. Centennial 3 here. Jaguars get it in. Phipps drives baseline. And she is going to be called for the offensive foul.
As she spun into the lane, I didn't see a push-off. Maybe there was. I didn't know if there was their body. I couldn't quite tell. No argument there. Must have been to the body. Yeah, player control. So
that's only her second. Pitts with it. Rachel Crispin won't get a chance to shoot because there's a foul on the floor, Ellie Street.
You see Street trying to force Pitts into that 6th defender down on the baseline. Just a little extra body.
I was just going to say, yeah. I'm like, there is no 20 for Centennial. And down at the bench, they were on the same page. Like, there's no, you mean 4, right?
You know, 4, 20, it looks a lot alike out there.
Because the numbers now, they only have single-digit numerals on either side. So you don't have the old, there's no longer a 26 or 38. It's, as one free throw is good, it's now, no free throw is good.
No more Dennis Rodman type numbers, right?
Right. Pippett way out, cuts it.
In a 13-point game with no shot clock, I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility for Ankeny to start fouling right now, but there's some good percentages over there on the Centennial side. This is not who you want to have the ball in the hands.
Or that one. Oh, Pippett again. H.O.
Yeah.
For Horse.
She leads that game tonight.
What a play. 18 for Jackie Pippett.
We may be in the neighborhood of talking about career highs right now. It's certainly in the games that I've watched her play.
And that's going to be a blocking foul. And it is Phipps.
You know, and one thing that Abby Johnson did good there, it was well defended by Phipps, but Johnson did a good job of never dipping that shoulder. She stayed up the entire time she was dribbling, never dipped it down, and that allowed her to get away with that being called a defensive foul, not an offensive one.
Abigail Johnson has 11 in this contest unofficially.
They've been hard-earned.
Hits that free throw. She's under her average of 15.8, but she's getting closer. Second attempt is good. A little bit of full court pressure coming, and Ankeny's going to have to get that turnover.
And they kind of snuck into it, caught Centennial off guard.
Phipps gets it. 3-on-3 drill. Phipps will attack, and she'll get and one.
I don't know what you do about that. I really don't, because that was 1-on-3. And the little hesitation right at the end to buy just enough separation to go up and hit the layup and play through the contact. I just don't know what you do about that on defense.
It's the free throw. Now a 16-point advantage. This one's going to look a little more lopsided than it was.
I
This
agree.
one was close.
I was just thinking about that, and I don't know if if we'll have a chance to talk to Coach DeYoung at halftime in the next game or not, but they've had to earn this 16-point lead tonight. It hasn't come easy at all. Yep.
And that'll be a turnover, and Jackie knew it. That's about the only thing she hasn't done right tonight.
She went to throw the ball and lost the handle on it.
Ask one question, get three answers. Southeast Polk defeated Urbandale tonight in girls basketball, 61-23. As Abby Johnson makes the bucket. Stolen away. Rachel, you just got to take that shot. One minute left in this contest. And Chrisman, whose fouls were a discussion point earlier in this game, now not quite as relevant.
Well, I think everybody knows what you can't yell foul because that's a technical foul, but I think everybody in the gym now knows what Ankeny's signal is for foul them as they got to her, and the call was hawk, hawk, hawk.
Even kind of sounds like foul.
Yeah.
55.9, 55-41 is your score.
Porter has not missed a free throw yet this season. Interesting that she was the one that they went after. And I jinxed her.
The old jinx. That'll get you in a commercial if you're not careful. Pitts drives the length of the court, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. Something I think the Hawks are going, maybe that's what we should have done all game. We've talked about it.
Trying to get that ball into the lane. There's not a huge size or height disparity in there, and the way that Centennial likes to collapse on things.
And that'll be the fifth foul for Avery Porter. She'll foul out, 48.6 to go. 6 points. Both of them are all coming via the three. So McKenna Clark will come back in.
We talked in the early part of the broadcast how Centennial is normally about a 55-point-per-game team, except this year when they're at 76. Check out that score.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah. And, I mean, they haven't. This has been due to the defense tonight. They haven't been a slow-it-down team at all.
Pitts 0 for 0 at the free throw line there. And then a foul of Phipps, and she'll get a chance to up that total.
continue to add to her average this year. She's smooth at the free throw line. That's a shot that's been taken thousands of times.
Just this year.
You're right. Yeah, maybe since break.
Yeah. Points 17 and 18 for Maggie Phipps. Johnson's three short. Rebound Bella Robin, and now it's 30 seconds. Hawkettes not going down, but
play hard. They're going to play this one out. Good game tonight, like you mentioned earlier. I'm not sure that final score is indicative of really the game. I mean, Centennial was in control most of the second half, or pretty much all of it, but they certainly had to earn every point they took.
So for the third straight time in this contest, Centennial scores 57 points en route to a win. They win 57-41. The difference being pick up a presentation here at midcourt.
As the girls basketball team and activities director Scott Jarvis present Coach Young with the commemorative plaque and his signed ball for the team. The Ankeny Centennial Activities Department would like to congratulate Coach Young on his 650th win. Coach picked up his 650th win on Tuesday, December 22nd with a 79-43 victory over Ames. Please join us in congratulating Coach Scott Young on his number 650th win with a standing ovation. Thank you very much, Coach Scott Young and your entire family.
650 career wins.
651.
651 now. He got 650 before the break, so they had a chance to get the plaque. We will take a break. Come right back.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
After 35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford, DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Centennial wins 57-41. Ankeny, let's recap their scorings. They scored 41 points. 7, Jenna Pitts. 10, Ellie Mashoff. 6, Calissa Wright. led by Abigail Johnson, 14. Carson Jacks had 3. And that was it for the scoring for Ankeny, which falls to 3-2. Centennial tonight, Bella Robin contributes 8. Avery Porter 6. 2 Ellie Street, but it's the Maggie Phipps, Jackie Pippett show. Phipps 18, Jackie Pippett 18. Impressive game for those two.
And they did a good job of sharing the ball. A lot of those points from Pippett came from Phipps and some of the looks that she was able to create for her.
So the Jaguars will improve to 5-0, win number 651 of Scott DeYoung's career. He's had 8 years of victories here to go with several more years of victories from Ankeny and add to his 6-on-6 coaching days at Colonesco. So congrats to Scott DeYoung on his win tonight. All right, we got to take a quick break for a few minutes. Then we got a boys basketball game. The stream will stay up, but the boys game is coming up right after this. Hello and welcome. It's game number 2 of this girl-boy doubleheader tonight. It's Ankeny and Centennial from Centennial High School. Along with Andy Pollock, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here. The girls are done. The boys are on the court. And this is a game, Andy. 7-7 is how this series go. Now, there's not a lot of turnover from the Ankeny Hawks, by the way, the defending champs in Class 4A. They lose all their starters. They bring back players who contributed, but don't call it a rebuilding year.
Okay, so I apologize. I didn't hear everything you said right there. I'm having a tough time hearing over this. However, I think we're talking about the
It hasn't
Ankeny.
stopped you before, so why go now?
Ankeny, the defending state champ, right, and trying to rebuild and figure out what it takes. They've got some athletes, but, Braxton Bayless was a huge part of that team last year. They have got some explosive players down low in their front court. The question is in the guard court, how do they put together those pieces and what can they do to try to make a really deep run once again?
For Centennial, they were at state last year. They do lose some key players, but they've got a good one back in Colin McAleer.
Yeah, and McAleer, we've seen him since he was a youngster, and the kid can shoot. He plays good defense. He's not the most explosive player, but he's a good player, and he's in the front court or that guard court. He does a really nice job, steady presence for Coach Bob Fontana's team for Centennial.
Now, for tonight, for Centennial, they're going to have to try to figure out a way to play their game. It's basketball is such a it's matchups. It's rebounding, but it's also what can we do well. And like we saw in the girls' game, if the shots don't fall, the confidence doesn't flow from player to player.
Well, and I think for Centennial, the advantage is in the backcourt. They've got a really nice, strong group of guards, guys that played last year, and you mentioned McAleer. And in the front court, I think these teams kind of cancel each other out. Maybe a slight edge to Ankeny on that side. So in high school basketball, guards is such a big part of the game. You got to be able to run that offense. You got to be able to be very clean about getting the ball up the court and not take you out of the flow of what you're doing.
One of those players back for Ankeny is Ryan Crandall. He a name that you knew from football, that you know from basketball. Crandall tonight, one of the starters. They're going to need a big game from the junior.
And he's built like a linebacker, which coincidentally enough, that's what he is, right? he's just a guy that he can body around. He does a really nice job. 12 points a game, and he gets those blue-collar points.
They need him. They'll need Brady Simonson as well. There's a couple of new players that you haven't necessarily seen in last year's state tournament team. Centennial, it's still Jerron Cruz led offense.
And that's when I talk about Centennial having the advantage in the backcourt, it starts with Jerron Cruz. And, a player that was at Ankeny a couple of years ago and now is up here at Centennial and a very talented basketball player, no doubt.
All right, we've got our introductions, the hype video, and starting lineups coming up your way now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ankeny Centennial High School and Jaguar basketball. Tonight's game will match the Hawks from our neighbors Ankeny High School against our own Centennial Jaguars. Tonight's contest is a CIML conference game. Ankeny High comes into tonight's contest with a 2-2 record. They are coached by Brant Carlson. He is assisted by Nate Toby, Cole Darrow, Brandon Johnson, Mark Roush, Connor Reardon, Chris Harkin, Dan Skelton, and Ryan Dalton. Ankeny Centennial has a 4-0 record. They are coached by Bob Fontana in his 8th season at Ankeny High Centennial. He is assisted by Ben Lamach, Mark West, Garrett Skipworth, and Luke Denadell. Now, let's meet the starting lineups first for our visitors from Ankeny High. Starting at a guard, 5'10" senior, number 3, Matt Stickrad. At a guard, 6'2" junior, number 21, Ryan Crandall. At a guard, 5'10" sophomore, number 31, Brandon Day. At one forward, 6'5" junior, number 35, Brady McCullough. And at the other forward is 6'3" junior, number 45, Braden Simonson. And now for our own Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Starting at a guard, a 6'2" senior, number 4, Colin McAleer. At a forward, a 6'2" senior, number 25, Brock Jensen. At one forward, a 6'3" freshman, number 35, Leo Aguirre. At a guard, a 5'10" junior, number 10, Caden Kelly. And at the guard, a 6'1" senior, number 1, Jerron Cruz. Again, our officials, Travis Carroll, Michael Lawler, and Scott Simon.
There are not many guards in the state of Iowa like Jerron Cruz. It is so fun to watch him play, and we're going to get to see him. And here is your starting lineup for your Centennial Jaguars. Jerron Cruz, Colin McAleer, Caden Kelly, Brock Jensen, and Leo Aguirre. That's your Centennial lineup. Cruz, McAleer, Kelly, Jensen, Aguirre. For Ankeny, it's Matt Stickrod, Ryan Crandall, Braden Dre, Brady McCullough, and Braden Simonson. Stickrod, Crandall, Dre, McCullough, and Simonson. Andy Pollock, your keys to the game.
Well, I'm just going to say it right now. This is my first opportunity to see Aguirre play, and I've heard a lot about see him play live. I know against Ames, he's made some clutch shots so far in his freshman season, and I'm looking forward to seeing that young man play tonight. Really, if Ankeny, if Centennial can turn it into an up and down, run around game, they've got the advantage tonight.
Early on, Aguirre, the 3, not afraid to shoot. Misses the opening shot. Dre chases it down.
Well, you don't get a spot in the starting lineup for a 4A school by being afraid to shoot as a freshman. He will have no problem taking that shot.
Double high screen stays with Ankeny. In the corner is Stickrod. Loses it. He's trying to collect himself. Very speedy player. Crandall, nice move to the hole and scores. Ryan Crandall, the game's first 2 points.
That's where Ankeny is going to want to play the game tonight. Keep it within that 10-foot radius around the basket. They'll have a good shot.
3, no way. Aguirre, the board. Back to Kelling. Aguirre again for 3, no good. Rebound, Crandall.
They're allowing the open looks for Centennial, not able to knock any of them down yet.
In the corner, Stickrod. Great pump fake, gets the pass too strong. And then McCullough.
Foul charge, number 35, Leo Aguirre.
Aguirre his first. And that'll send to the line Brady McCullough.
McCullough working his way into the starting lineup. Didn't see that earlier in the season, but with a successful football season, obviously, for Ankeny. A little bit late joining everybody. The tight end wide receiver for the state champion Hawks is McCullough. A couple of these guys for Ankeny. You look at Simonson, you look at Crandall, look at McCullough. Those guys are built like football players out there playing basketball right now.
Well, and you mentioned freshmen. Looking at Aguirre, I've always been impressed. Nice rebound underneath, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Braden Simonson called there. But I'm impressed by the lower body strength of, say, a Simonson, a Crandall. But Louis Aguirre.
Yeah, he's got tree trunks.
He doesn't
legs.
look like a 14, 15-year-old.
Correct, and at that time just a headsy play because Simonson gets that rebound. He's a bull in a china shop going up, and the second that shoulder went down, Aguirre right there to maybe exaggerate a little bit, but he goes down hard.
Well, they tried the give and go, pick and roll, however you want to call it. The old picket fence, and a little too much mustard for Stickrod out of bounds.
Well, you notice the Stickrod's got the ball taken in the lane. They back off him. They want him to be the one that, he's at, 5'8" or so down there. They want him to be the one that shoots it down there, not come off on the help and give it up to someone like a Simonson or McCullough to be able to get it the easy layup.
Fake to Cruz. Look to see where he develops. Comes back to the top of the key. Back to Aguirre. Thought about it. Nice move. Spin in the lane and good.
It seems like so far they're going to let Aguirre be the one that takes the shots tonight because he's had some good open looks so far. That's the first time he's been able to connect.
Give and go. McCullough with Crandall. Simonson. Stick Rod has it picked away from him. Up ahead. The layup is no good. Aguirre there for the putback. Gets his own rebound. Misses 3 shots. 4th shot finally falls. Brock Jensen.
I think everybody for Centennial kept expecting that someone from Ankeny would be there to create some opposition to the shot, and no one was, so you saw some forced, quicker shots. And Ankeny guys just kind of hung back, expecting, looking almost, kind of the sandbagging look to be able to run the other way.
Stick Rod tries to get it off of Cruz, and that's how it is officiated there on that far sideline.
Cruz, has got his hand on a lot of balls, disruptive tonight. And it is, we talked a little bit about him pregame, but it is Ben Lamach is doing the coaching for Ankeny or for Centennial tonight. Thank you, the holdover from 2020. Centennial playing really good defense so far.
Crandall dishes. Blocked. McAleer, they're going to whistle.
And that's a nice, it's really a good look. It's not, if you're Centennial, that's what you want. I mean, McAleer there in the lane, he's a guard, but he's a long guard. He can compete with anybody that's in there for Ankeny right now. But watching Simonson play these last couple weeks, and again, overused term, but blue collar, the guy works his tail off inside to get rebounds and continue to keep possession of the basketball.
Misses the rebound, though, which would have tied the game. Simonson gets another chance here. 4:46, clock stopped on the free throw. 0-0. 2 misses, and we mentioned it in the girls' game, how free throws are so important. Cruz in transition. Fouled in the act of shooting. He'll get 2.
Yeah, you could hear it from up here. He got his hand clapped. I don't know that that's exactly the look they wanted, but honestly, you're not going to tell Jerron Cruz to not shoot it. If he feels like shooting, you let him shoot it.
He leads this team in so many ways. Assists are a big part of his game. Last year broke a school record for assists in a game. If he's not shooting it, he's absolutely distributing it, whatever it takes to win. And here he's making the free throw. Cruz 1 point. It's now a 2-point advantage for Centennial.
12.5 points per game early on here in his senior year.
3 different Jaguars have scored. Going to the hole and scoring is Simonson.
Simonson looks to be the guy they're going to on offense so far. They got him isolated on Aguirre at the top of the key, and he wouldn't look back.
Cruz NBA range is good.
Just got done saying at the possession before, you don't tell Jerron Cruz not to shoot it. That may be one you maybe want to, it's not a super high percentage. You may want to dial that in just a little, but.
That's not one of those no, yes, yes. Into McCullough. Cut, backdoor, good for Simonson. Simon says 2 more. Cruz from the left side, 3 is good.
Brady McCullough's got his hand in his face. I'm not sure what else you do.
4-point advantage. Just like that. 3 from Crandall, good.
I think an NBA All-Star game's broken out here right now.
Aguirre sets the pick for Cruz. The screen is going to leave him open. Jensen, the rebound. McAleer, crossover. A little too hard. Crandall doing it all. Dre.
Oh, I really thought they might try to get Simonson to the basket again there. He had a one-on-one at the top of the key.
Loose ball stolen away by Caden Kelling. Up ahead, Cruz, the head fake, traveled.
It looked like, you know those old shoes that have little wheels on them that you just kind of skate, you can turn yourself into skating? It looked like he did a little bit of that right there. He slid just a little bit.
So four fresh bodies come in for the Hawks. Carson Johnson, Benter Nayal, J.J. Cole, join Maddox Ward in a travel on Ankeny.
Nayal, if you see him get the ball towards the top as he works himself in the lane, the guy can fly. I think it was 2 or 3 dunks in the first quarter the last time I watched him play, and he'll jump from anywhere.
Tyler Johnson, one of the new Jaguars, into the game. Cruz. Oh, what a pass. Jensen's shot is blocked off the hands of Cole. Out of bounds. It'll stay with
Jensen's the guy down there. He's
Centennial.
probably the shortest player on the court, at least on the Centennial side of things. If you're Ankeny, you're all right with him having the basketball down low.
Cruz cuts through. Nayal the board. He'll push it. Ball's picked away. Jensen receives the loose ball. Jensen for 3. Way off.
Couple shots being thrown up early in possessions here lately.
Crandall runs the point. He looks a little winded, but you wouldn't guess it by watching him play. Needs a little help. Jensen comes for the basketball. Nayal for 3. No good. Jensen the board. 1.5 minutes to go. McAleer. Creating a little bit of space is Snyder, and his shot's off the mark.
Got a lid on the basket the last few possessions for each one of these teams.
1 point advantage for Centennial as we approach the 1 minute mark. Crandall drives, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Kind of got that left arm out.
Yep. And we saw in the girls' game tonight as well. And these guys will call if you're creating any sort of separation. These guys are right on top of it, and not necessarily the full extension, but just a little bit of the dip of the shoulder.
I thought we were supposed to have some distance between each other. You're just not
right
supposed
now.
to create it
He's
that
just
way?
creating that social distance right now. Yeah.
There you go. Johnson backs down Cole, who were teammates not but a couple of months ago on the football field, as Cole was the quarterback at Centennial and then moved south. And now J.J. Cole wears the Hawk colors. So a little bit of a mixed emotion night for him. This is, he'll hear it in football, but he gets a taste of it right away in basketball as the free throw is made by Tyler Johnson.
Maybe a good way to ease himself into it, because right now you don't get a student section or anything like that at these games. We've seen some dandies the last few years as we've called these games. It's been a very fun atmosphere. It's generally when we have the cake raffle and all the.
And I was thinking also about the time standing there watching assistant coaches yell at each other or at the officials coming off the court. I mean, this was a big time atmosphere.
Yep.
Nayal gets the rebound on the missed free throw by Johnson.
Just an empty gym just doesn't provide that extra spark.
Randall kicks 3 ball, no good for Johnson. We're going to have a whistle underneath.
Cruz. Oh, wait, 5. I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
So that's Tyler Johnson.
I thought they got Cruz for the big swipe that he took at the basketball.
Oh, I didn't see Chris Lewis had slipped in. Cruz picks the pocket, gets it to go back off of Nial.
Pushed it right off his knee.
Cruz will walk it up 23 seconds. McAleer. Pretty aggressive defense here from Ankeny in the final 10 seconds. Cruz makes a move, drives. He's going to be fouled. 2 shots, 3 seconds left in the quarter.
And Niall right there, he's in good position. He doesn't need to go up and try to swipe. If he holds his ground right there, I think he's in good shape, especially the way these officials have been calling the game.
Cruz hits the first. He now has 8. At the pace we were going, thought we'd have a lot more points, but man, this is a good one so far. 13-10, make it 14. Crandall, as time expires, half-court shot, good if it goes, won't. 4-point advantage for Centennial after 1 from Ankeny Centennial High School.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Yeah.
35, Blake Campot.
Welcome back to Centennial High School on the north side of Ankeny. After 1 quarter, the Jaguars lead the Hawks 14-10. It has been an aggressive game between these two teams, and we wouldn't expect anything less. Always good basketball games here. Last year, Centennial took both contests. This year, they're looking to do the same. They lead by 4. Starting 5 back in for Ankeny. Stickrod, Crandall, Dre, McCullough, and Simonson. Crandall hasn't really left the court for an extended period of time. Bray. Crandall inside. McCullough now. Ankeny's just doing a passing clinic. Kick out, 3 on the way, and no good for Dre. He gets it to a cutting McCullough, who will get a chance for free throws.
A good defensive possession, but once the shot went up, no one there to box out. They really lost Dre in the corner, and the ball came right back to him.
At the line shooting 2, Brady McCullough.
Really look for Ankeny to try to get the ball in the hands of Simonson here sometime early in the next possession, where they were at their best in the first quarters when he had the basketball right at the top of the circle, because everybody else is a three-point shooter on the court, so they can kind of keep it. He's the one that thing taking the lane. He's just quick enough that he can take it at. It's really kind of a mismatch. He doesn't have a ton of height, but he's got the girth, and he'll be able to bully his way into there.
McCullough hits both free throws, cuts the lead to 2. He now has 3 points, all via the free throw line. Jerron Cruz with the basketball. Lewis, nice move. Can't quite finish, tipped up in the air. Lewis fighting for it, gets off. Crandall's there. Right place, right time. He's got numbers, and he's fouled way out front. I think they're going to get Jackson Snyder there.
Hey, as he cut in between both the guys up here at the top. And down at the other end, as Lewis got the ball back, he went to dribble it, and laying on the floor was Cruz, who had also gone up for the rebound and dribbled it right off his foot into Crandall's hands.
How many times do you watch a basketball game where you see 2 guys go for the ball, or 2 gals, and you're like, no, it's just one
Same
of you.
team, yes,
and
just
then
one
the
of you
other
grab
team
it.
gets it. All right, Crandall with it. Now Dre. Inside to McCullough. Backs down McAleer. Turnaround, shot no good. Rebound. Up again for 2. Brady McCullough now with 5.
McCullough's hurt. He came down, tweaked an ankle.
Well, and that was an issue in the football season. He had an ankle issue in the game against Waukee, if memory serves. And those ankles are hard to...
Especially in a cutting sport like basketball on hardwood. A lot of sudden movements out there.
Second tie of the game. J.J. Cole will come in. You think J.J.'s looking forward to throwing it to Brady McCullough? Next ball.
Yeah. No doubt there'll be a lot of connections between those two.
Cruz, what a shot! Oh, my goodness.
It really can't be defended by Maddox Ward out there. It can't be defended any better than what he did. But, in fact, he might have even got a hand on the basketball. Look out.
And Cruz picked the pocket. Gary just couldn't. Leo
he saw
tried.
Cruz running it. He saw Cruz running the break, got ahead of everybody, but couldn't quite get it up to him fast enough. COVID rules say we need a new basketball since it went out, got touched by impure hands out there in the bleachers.
It's like Monsters, Inc., right?
Yes, exactly.
It's like the, well, way to go, Crandall. You let the ball go out of bounds. J.J. Cole for three, short. And Lewis for three dials it in. And just like that, a timeout, Brant Carlson. What was a tie game is now a 6-point deficit in a matter of 2 shots.
From about the exact same spot on the floor. As Cruz, a little bit different. Cruz does it with a hand in his face, and then Lewis comes back, and they kind of, a little bit of a miscommunication out there as far as who's got him. Gets the wide open look, rises up above and hits it. And we mentioned the guard court was going to be an advantage for Centennial. I didn't necessarily see it being from shooting from the outside. I thought it was going to be more them getting into the lane and creating opportunities. So far, that's been completely Ankeny doing that and from the penetration side of things.
Well, that can all be first half strategy, second half strategy.
I think if you're Ankeny right now, this possession, you got to figure out a way to get the ball back in Simonson's hands. He was your guy in that first quarter and hasn't really touched the ball at all since then. Let him go to work on the youngster.
Crandall brings it up. Inside, and that time Simonson is fouled on this way to the basket.
They went high front and back on him. Aguirre trying to front him, got it just over his hands, and then Lewis on the help defense coming from the backside trying to pester him. But Simonson just continues to have his way down there. He's the biggest body on the court right now.
2 free throws coming here. And he misses the first. Simonson saw time last year in the the eventual state championship run there, as did Ryan Crandall. But Simonson this year playing that role. Nolan Otten had played for a number of years, just being the glue and the body and the heavy.
And knowing that you're probably going to get called for a lot of fouls just because you have to play that elevated physical style of play. Comes with being undersized at that position.
Jensen's three. Good!
This type of shooting may open some things up later on for Centennial on the inside because they have been lights out hitting their last 3 3-pointers.
Crandall backs his guy down, turn around, and the bucket.
That's one of the negatives right there is Jensen try to take the charge. It doesn't get called, so when it doesn't get called, there's no one left to defend it. Lewis tries to come in from outside and slaps at the basketball.
Ron Mamuya comes in. So Lewis has 2 fouls now. And Crandall Now completes the old three-point play. Lead back to 5. Lewis. Cruz, guarded by Mamuya, drives in, gets past his guy, dishes it right to a gray jersey. Hawks with it up in the front. Mamuya not even looking to shoot. Crandall drives. Almost dunks the thing, misses it, gets his own rebound, tries to get it to Cole. And he then tries to get the steal. And McAleer pushes it up. Aguirre, no. Mamuya tipped it, didn't grab it. And converting is McAleer.
It's one of those situations right now where it's like a busted play in basketball. We've seen a lot of busted plays, and the best athleticism wins out in the end. And that time, eventually, McAleer gets, hey, look what I've got. He's got the basketball wide open under the hoop. Look out.
Cruz baits Mamuya to make the pick, and he travels. He thought about dunking it, is what it looked like, and then realized, oh,
Changed his mind, yep.
Brady McCullough comes back to the bench, walking at a good clip. He may re-enter. Carson Johnson will stay in the game. The freshman who, let's just say it, looks like a freshman.
Yeah, he's definitely the smallest player on the court.
We both have freshmen, so we can say that.
He plays, he's got a really smooth shot, but in a game like this, yeah, that's a charge.
That'll be a charge. So
nice job by McAleer. Johnson is a kid, if he's open, it's going in. But he's not going to, at this stage of his career, is not going to be creating a lot of his own shots. If we're playing horse, he's the first guy I pick on my team.
Braden Dre comes in.
He shoots 80% from three-point land. Carson Johnson does, the freshman.
He's had one good look at the basket. I'm guessing that's not the end of it, and that'll be a foul on Crandall. He came over the shoulder there of Jensen.
And he just tried to bait that throw from Kelling into Jensen, and that principle of verticality I mentioned earlier, he definitely violated that.
Halftime, Southeast Polk leads Urbandale 16-15. Very much an offensive game there.
I didn't hear. Who did you say was ahead?
Southeast Polk by 1.
Ahead, okay, gotcha. But Southeast Polk is going to win some close games this year.
16-15 over Urbandale. And the girls took that game for Southeast Polk earlier tonight. 3 launched off the mark for Ward. Jensen chases it down, fights in the trees. We now have a Aguirre was on
when he was laying out of bounds.
He was laying out of bounds, yep. McCullough comes in. Crandall will go out for the moment. Lewis goes out, and Cruz comes back in.
He's got to get the ball to Simonson right now. He's their guy.
Stolen away Cruz again. Man, he's good. In transition, makes the bucket.
Sometimes you just want to be the best athlete, right?
Kick to the corner. Jensen just wasn't in that corner yet, and they're going to have a hold called on McAleer.
So McCullough looks all right because he did a good job of using his body to keep McAleer out of it, and that entry pass was far enough away. McAleer had time to recover, but instead he tried to go around the outside. Got whistled for the foul, his second.
Substitution for the Jags, number 5, Tyler Johnson.
McAleer is a guy that, if I remember right, did we see him play as a freshman? I know we did as a sophomore. Yeah.
Yes.
He's still got a young face, but that guy's body has grown up quite a bit over the last 4 years.
Free throw is good by McCullough.
You can tell he's got a little bit of that Irish fire in him, too, out there the way he plays.
McCullough misses. Crashing the rebound is Simonson, but he throws it right to Cruz.
Simonson just needs to take the ball, and that time he didn't have the opportunity, but in other times, good things happen when he's taking it at the hoop.
Cruz way out. I got to be accurate. Good.
Yeah, I don't know what else he does or what else he do on defense. Is that 4 threes for him so far?
That is, and he's got 17. The lead is 11. Jensen drives the runner. Teardrop won't go. Slaps away. Hawks get the ball back. Dre. Pass stolen away. Aguirre. Up ahead. Kelling is going to be fouled way out front by Braden Dre.
Again, got the game into a little bit of a helter-skelter matchup, and with the guards that Centennial has right now, I'm not sure they really even have a true post player out on the floor. Might have whoever's defending the post, but.
And the free throw is good for Caden
I think
Kelly.
Aguirre is the tallest player on the court right now. They don't have that 6'6", 6'7" body that we've seen in the past.
Second free throw is good for Kelling. 13-point lead. Minute 50 to play before half. Double high screen, dribbled around by Dre. McCullough.
They're trying to get it down low. They're getting a double down there with Simonson. You see Cruz is just hanging out down low. I wondered why they weren't getting it to him, but they're going front back on Simonson. And when you've got Cruz behind there, that's going to deter a lot of throws to get it to him.
Because if you're just a little bit
you
long
be very
with
accurate.
it, he'll tip it away.
As he has many times tonight.
Aguirre, drop step bank, good.
That's my go-to. That shot right there, that's my go-to. Aguirre stealing my move. Off the glass from 15 feet away on the corner. That's what I do right there. That's my only move, but that's my move.
Boy, Simonson's working it down there with Johnson. And he throws it away. They came into Simonson. He tried to go back out to Dre, and he just couldn't get a clean look.
And he's just got to just be patient with the basketball because, again, he's their guy right now.
Cruz is we're under a minute. Wide open, Leo. Long, rebound, Simonson. Dre looks to Coach Carlson for the call. Dre, now Jensen. Or Johnson, I mean. Nearly stolen away. Dre, Jensen, wait, oh, he thought about the three.
And, Centennial really pushing the tempo right now on defense, but with a 15-point lead, you're fine with Centennial or Ankeny taking the last 45 seconds of the half.
Three, way off the mark by Ward. Ball is kicked, more like shin. Cruz at the buzzer! Centennial opens up a 34-19 point lead. They lead by 15 at the break. Frenetic pace. Score indicates Centennial pulling away with this one. We'll talk strategy, recap statistics, and other conversation tidbits when we come back. This is halftime on CISN.TV.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand-in-hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Hi, I'm Chris with Fireplace Superstore. Fall's upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. These are ideal for your new construction project, for your remodeling project, or for removing your old wood-burning fireplace and replacing it with a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. Come see us today at Fireplace Superstore, 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
After 35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford, DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford.
Don't worry, I don't need that pen for a few more minutes, but we'll get that in a little bit. Halftime, Centennial leads Ankeny 34-19 as the dance team performs, and this is their second performance. So until the music goes away, Andy, you just nod and smile.
I can't read your lips. So
you can't read my lips in this one. All right, Centennial tonight, they were up 14-10 after the first quarter. It was close. But now it's 34-19. Does the game feel like it's that far apart?
Well, it came in a big spurt over the last 4 minutes of the second quarter with Jerron Cruz and Lewis, Cruz hitting several threes, but Lewis hitting another one, and really a concerted effort for Ankeny to get the ball into Simonson, which he had a great first quarter, but now comes a time where someone else is going to have to step up as they get it to him. He's getting a quick double, sometimes triple team. Going to have to get rid of that ball quickly now. Otherwise, if they're going to get it to him, it doesn't have to be while he's posting up. Get it to him out here. Let him take it to the basket.
Simonson, 4 first quarter points, only 1 point in the second quarter.
And
whatever
turnovers.
whatever adjustments they've done to him have worked.
Yep.
Matt Stickrod tonight trying to stir that drink and get things going, but he's looked a little out of control. Ryan Crandall started real good, but Centennial seemed to do a good job adjusting to him. So it's been Brady McCullough, gets his ankle hurt, comes back in. He has 6 points, 8 for Crandall. Simonson with 5. Hawks have got their work cut out for him. What are you talking about in the locker room if you're Brant Carlson?
Yeah, I think you want to turn this into a slugfest if you can. I mean, you want to get this thing, continue to battle it down low and be patient, though, when you get there. If you need to kick it out, do it. Don't be rushed. Easier said than done. But at this point, you've got the physical crew down low. Take advantage of that and do your best to figure out a way to do that. I think just continue to feed it inside.
Physical crew, but it's Jerron Cruz that has been the absolute dominant force tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4 3-pointers for Jerron Cruz. 17 points. He's making it look easy.
Well, and it said in the pregame, if this is going to be a perimeter game, it's all Centennial, and so far that's what it's been. It's been Cruz. It's been his game tonight.
2 for Colin McAleer, 1 for Tyler Johnson, 2 for Caden Kelling, 3 for Chris Lewis, 5 for Brock Jensen, 4 for Leo Aguirre. Leo has taken a lot of shots. He was an early part of the offense, whether that was a strategy. It's worked. He's into the flow of the game, and so are the rest of the Jags.
And I don't think those were bad shots that he took. He had some good looks, just wasn't able to connect on them so far. But as that young man gets older and older, he'll figure out, when you're in the flow, when you're feeling it at the time, the right time to take those shots. But, and if you take a still shot of any of those shots, those are good-looking shots.
34-19 is your halftime score. We'll take a halftime break, second half after this.
35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford, DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
I have a very active family, and those activities can lead to injuries. Whether on a soccer field or in a gym, accidents happen. For all imaging procedures like x-rays, CAT scans, or an MRI, we trust Iowa Radiology. They're professional, have the latest technology, and are really great with my kids. Got questions? Call or text today or visit iowaradiology.com. See why more and more families choose Iowa Radiology. Their focus is our good health.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Ankeny Centennial leads the Hawks of Ankeny 34-19 as we get ready for quarter number 3. Jerron Cruz, 17 points, not really a surprise. And as you said, Andy, hits from a lot of spots. I mean, coming into the game, he's averaging 12.5 points, so he's already over that. His three-point percentage is 33. He's certainly above that. So this is one of those games that's going to lift those averages. Now, Centennial focused during their break about being a more consistent team on both ends of the floor and develop their identity. What's their identity in the first half?
Well, I think you see it as let this game happen. It's I say let it happen, but don't get caught up in set plays. Don't get caught up in you have to be aware. They have some good athletes out on the court. Let these guys let this game happen. That's the best way I can say, but also force the action, okay? So speak out of both sides of my mouth there, but it doesn't have to be a pretty basketball game. Centennial has the ability to win ugly.
So Ankeny, what Brant Carlson said they spent the holiday trying to do was improve and increase their continuity. I think he's been struggling to find some lineup that works tonight.
Well, and you see it. It's a different look. You've seen playing 9 guys, 10 guys that we've seen work their way throughout the course of the game. So it's I'm not sure they found that so far here in the first half here tonight.
He's played pretty much everybody that's in uniform.
Yeah, actually, as you look at it,
there's only a couple of guys that haven't got the warm-up tops off. So second half looks like it's going to be starters for both of these teams as Centennial goes with Cruz, McAleer, Kelling, Jensen, and Aguirre, whereas Ankeny counters with Stickrod, Crandall, Dre, McCullough, and Simonson.
Ankeny going to go with a 1-3-1 zone, try to take away that edge spot where Cruz was shooting from.
He wasn't, and then he goes and shoots right over the defense, misses. Rebound by Dre, up ahead. Crandall, 2-on-1, give it, go, good for Brady McCullough. Lead back to 13. Oh, nice shot. Aguirre left it a little hard. Mistimed jump on the rebound. Hawks push the tempo. Crandall. Dre. Not sure what he was going to do with it, but then he's going to commit a foul on the as the ball's going to the other end.
I think he was trying to pass the ball off to McCullough, and then McCullough went away. You know, McCullough tried to create some space as he came at him and got caught with nothing.
Well, you could always bring Jackie Pippett out, and she'll just shoot a reverse backwards shot.
Twice.
Cruz into the middle of the press break. Now 3-on-1. Charge. Taking it is Simonson.
And Simonson, I'm not sure he moved from that spot the entire time that Centennial brought the ball up the court. Held his ground, and he takes up a lot of it.
You might have watched Ankeny on film in football. Did Simonson ever go down that easy in football?
I don't think so.
Crandall. Now Dre. Latier under scoop shot is good for Braden Dre. His first 2.
And avoiding the collision with Cruz.
Jensen's 3 is good.
Man, Centennial stays on fire. It feels like this has been all Ankeny to start this for the first 90 seconds of the second half, and you look up and it's still a 14-point lead for the Jags.
Stickrod drives, goes. Stickrod's first 2.
Definitely a concerted effort to take the ball at the hoop.
Cruz thought about it. McAleer will pull the trigger and score.
And they just keep falling. I don't know. They just keep falling.
Well, as we talked about in the girls' game with the Hawkettes, it's like eventually those shots have got to fall, but they just didn't.
Ran out of time in the game, but tonight they've been falling from after about the first 2 minutes, they have been falling for Centennial.
McCullough, right elbow, drives down, gets some space, and scores.
So they're getting that slugfest. They're getting that heavyweight fight down low, but they can't get a stop on defense until they get their stop.
Turnover. Last year's identity of this Ankeny team was a physical team. You were in a game with them. There were a lot of fouls.
Every game we did for Ankeny felt like you were going to be there all night long, and they kept coming at you with the waves, and they had the athletes to overcome it.
Crandall loses his balance. Now looks for McCullough. Simonson's way out. Dre the 3 no good. Cruz the rebound. Jensen in stride. Hits it.
That's an open, like you said, in stride, open rhythm look. That's exactly what you want out of a transition basket.
Leads back to 16 for, actually that's the biggest lead Centennial's had. Now Ankeny hasn't played poorly in this half. It's just Centennial has been, oh yeah, your 2 points are cute. Let me shoot 3.
They are, 6 for 6 in 3-pointers right now? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I think they are this half.
3 for 3.
Just 3 for they had
Jensen, McAleer, and Jensen.
Okay, I thought they had 18 points off threes. So have they made 6 threes so far in this half? No, sorry, you're right. Yes, 3 for 3.
9.
My fault.
It's
Look at the wrong column.
It's a 9-8.
Yep.
Second half.
But when you're already behind, trading 2 for 3 the entire time, even though they've got a couple stops, you're still getting 3 points per possession.
That's the old Fred Hoiberg, what he taught when he came to Iowa State, was say, just go back. And that was early analytics. Now it's everybody's doing it.
No long twos. It's worst shot in basketball.
Yep. Crandall drives, dishes. McCullough will get 2. But who they whistle this on is going to be key for me. Well, they're going to call it on 10. That's Caden Kelly.
Caden Kelly is second. Team second.
Brady McCullough's free throw. Good. That's 11 now for Brady. Bends the knees. Short. Crandall tips it off of a Jaguar player. It'll stay Ankeny ball.
Just continue to grind it out down low.
Dre to inbound from the E of Centennial. Screen it. Dre's shot. Good.
And that was with McAleer in his face. Thought he might have even got a piece of it.
Ankeny not going away. Back to within 12. Cruz. Aguirre gets his man in the air. Simonson fouled him before he took off.
Good help on the backside. In fact, Simonson didn't need to foul him because McCullough was right there for the help. He thought he was beat. Just got to communicate. 4 games into the season, that'll come.
McAleer gets the ball back. McAleer to Aguirre. Leo, good.
Kind of lulled you down, just a little hesitation as he starts to spin to his left and then just explodes off his left foot.
3 no good. Off Cruz, who then throws it off of Simonson. You just can't keep up with those hands of Cruz.
And they're 8 inches apart as he throws it off you as hard as he can. There's not much you can do on the part of Braden Simonson there, other than try to get out of the way.
Hope he doesn't hit you in a certain spot. Lewis harassed. Aguirre's shot is short.
Yeah, good D by Simonson to stay straight up.
Crandall traveled. Yep, I was like,
if he moves into a shot or a pass at that point, it's okay. But when he pulls up and doesn't do anything after those steps.
Ankeny High. Number 25, Carson Johnson. 41, Maddox.
well, first time we've seen Benter Neal in quite a while.
In the first game I saw earlier this year, he was the spark for Ankeny.
Cruz makes space and makes a bucket.
Just the strength to go up there from 14 feet away and make it look easy.
His first 2 of the second half. Now with 19. Crandall drives, scores.
Nice job weaving through and avoiding the contact as he works his way into the lane.
Shot no good. Nial goes up for the board and gets it. Hawks down by 14 with the ball. Johnson.
It feels like they've made some good things happen this quarter, but just Simonson going to get whistled for a dead ball foul there.
Nial gets his first 2. And the foul will be on Simonson.
Charge number 45, Braden Simonson. That's his third.
It's interesting here, just watching that, and again in a quiet gym, Simonson, pretty aggressive foul right there. The official just goes up to Carlson and says, take him out. Like I just said, just to warn him that this, it's a good job of officiating. It didn't warrant a technical, but he's seeing some things start to boil over right now.
Cruz, what a move. Crandall. Back to Maddox Ward. Now Nial. Cole had position on that possession, and he's fouled.
He's got about 3 or 4 inches on everybody in the court right now. You can see they recognized he was there, and so did Centennial. 3 guys all around him, but he can just reach those big mitts up there and grab the basketball.
And he drew 3 players too.
Be able to get rid of that. There's going to be somebody open.
It's a numbers thing, right?
All sports are. You want to have more players at the point of attack than the other team, and if it's even, have the better athlete.
Cole kicks. Johnson 3. No.
That's a good look for Carson.
Cruz kicks. Johnson is fouled.
Jensen fouled by Johnson. Did I get that? No, Johnson
Yes,
fouled by
by
Johnson.
Yep, Johnson
There we
on
go.
Johnson. So Tyler Johnson, you know, you think about him in football and you look at what I've been impressed with him is his physical development from one year to the next. I mean, he's clearly got the upper body strength to push, you know, push and make space. But sometimes that doesn't always translate into the game of basketball. It's a, you know, it's finding the best way to use that muscle.
Sometimes that can create a jerky player, but he's one of those guys that's been able to make it happen and stay smooth as he puts on muscle.
He's 1 of 2. Johnson drives the left-hand floater, good.
That offensive set, interesting. Got a double screen, dribbles off it, and the double screen, it's like a fence opening up, and they created the same two guys, created a double screen about 5 feet away, and that's what freed up the open look. Haven't seen a set like that before.
Cruz got some space. Rebound, and he got his hand in it. Crandall, pocket picked. McAleer saves it for Cruz.
Just saw Brant Carlson walk up and down his bench and, trying to fire up each player individually right now and then shots like that happen that can just deject you.
Inside to Cole, rips away. Is the guy he used to hand the ball off to.
Good recognition of the mismatch down low. You got a 6'7", 6'8" Cole on a 6'2" Johnson.
Nayal into Cole. Drop step around McAleer. Nayal tips it back up. Cole finishes.
They've got the two tallest players on the court. They need to figure out a way to take advantage of it.
Ankeny hanging around. Back to 14. Coming up on 10 seconds. Cruz guarded by Maddox Ward. 4 seconds. Drives, kicks before the pass. A foul. Maddox Ward, a sophomore. So the foul at 4.3 will force Centennial to inbound it. McAleer gets his guy in the air, gets space, threes, fouled at the buzzer, put back in, Tyler Johnson. Everything going Centennial's way. 55-14, a 16-point advantage as we go to the fourth.
Then we'd like to thank the following sponsors for sponsoring JAG basketball.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
21-20 was the score in the third quarter. The problem is, if you're Ankeny, you got to play a little bit of defense. You held them, but you just couldn't score and keep with them. So Ankeny trails 55-39. Centennial in control of this one. Centennial girls won the first game. Win number 651 on the career of Scott DeYoung.
Guy just turns out winners year after year.
Crandall's sky fadeaway is good. He's got 12. Into the corner, Jensen.
That's where the shots will be.
McAleer on the block.
It's now a 45-second possession that they've been on with no rush to shoot it.
Nice drive, kick to the corner, pass again. Johnson kicks. This time the three is going to be taken and hit by Jackson Snyder.
It just keeps coming, and it's everyone. It's not just one guy. This whole team is on fire tonight. What a dagger of a possession, because Ankeny defended well, long possession, and a three-pointer ends it.
Nayal to a cutting, stolen away by you-know-who, Jerron Cruz. It's one thing to say he just comes down and shoots. He has played incredible defense and been in almost every pass.
Rebounds, defense, tips, deflects, steals, everything. Jerron Cruz is around the basketball wherever it goes. He's kind of like that kid when you're about 4th or 5th grade basketball that's just better than everybody else on the court, so you just can kind of go and take it whenever he wants it. That kind of reminds me of how the way Jerron Cruz is playing tonight.
Fade away, no. Crandall skies. Hawks have got to go. 3 on the way and good for Braden Dre. McAleer banks it in.
Okay, so Lamaque, as soon as McAleer shoots, you hear me yell, no! And then he turns around and just kind of gives him the bow. It's fun to see the interactions between players and coaches.
Crandall's 3 is saved into the arms of Centennial. Lewis. McAleer to Dre. Dre saves it.
Yeah, nice job of Dre dropping into that passing lane. So many times you see guys go baseline and it's uncontested, throw it across, but Dre from 30 feet away drops down all the way down from the high post, takes away that passing lane.
Simonson goes out. McCullough comes in. Cruz, Aguirre, Lewis, McAleer, and Jensen. That's Aguirre. You heard the slap. He hit the shot anyway.
The old pick and roll.
Now a 19-point advantage. Nayal drop step left, too strong. Aguirre the board.
Was too far underneath the basket. I think he thought he still had an angle to get it off the glass.
Lewis slices and is fouled.
And Nayel was straight up, but he gets himself into the body. Just creates too much contact that you have to call it.
Nayal picks up his 3rd foul. Free throw is good. Chris Lewis.
Carson Johnson.
Biggest lead of the night for Centennial is 20, and it'll stay that way. Centennial won by 2 and won by 8 last year in these two matchups. At the current pace, it's going to be those two totals combined and then times something.
And they were on a path to possibly meet in the state championship game, which up until the day before would have been an incredible turnout. It would have had all of Ankeny there, but of course COVID hit, and will they allow 100 fans total or 100 fans for each school at that championship game?
Crandall drives, a little strong. Aguirre, the rebound. Coach Carlson said in the offseason when we talked, he said, I had a lot of friends watching us on TV that night because there wasn't anything else to watch.
Yeah, all other sports were gone.
Aguirre, the give and go.
They've been able to get those little pick and slide plays, not a true roll, but just kind of slide to the basket off the pick.
Johnson. Up top to McCullough. Now Johnson will hit the three. And it finally goes.
Yeah, he doesn't need much space.
Cruz to the rack, and it goes off of Ankeny. It'll be Centennial ball.
There's not much wrong with Jerron Cruz's game tonight, but if he uses the glass right there, that's 2 points for him. Just got a little fancy up around the basket.
66-47. Stolen away. Crandall, and he is fouled by Cruz. Make Crandall earn it.
Foul charge number 1, Jerron Cruz. His second.
That is only his second foul.
And he's been everywhere tonight.
I don't think he was getting any star treatment during this game. He was everywhere.
See bodies on the floor. It's fun to watch these guys play, a couple very competitive teams.
Johnson's three goes sky and hits the clouds and brings rain.
That ball looks like a pooch punt the way he let that thing fly.
McAleer was trying to get rid of it and just
he got hit in the face. But no one saw. There's no angle for. He was going baseline, and the official that made the call of out of bounds was behind everything, couldn't see it. The other two officials were too far away.
Maddox Ward kicks it to Johnson. Underneath, who tried to leave it for McCullough, stolen away. Centennial up ahead in transition. What a move! Kelling just couldn't get it to go. Johnson leaves it, and then again, oh, wow. Caden Kelling, not much to score or show in the scorebook, but he's done a lot the last two possessions.
Yeah, he just kind of pulled away from everybody going down the floor. Game's getting a little bit sloppy at the moment. If you're Centennial, you're content. Just get the ball and let some time run off the clock.
Crandall takes the pick. Couldn't get the roll.
Oh, who else? Cruz started that again.
Up ahead, lays it in on the right side. J.J. Cole the rebound, gets it to Johnson, who has to save it. Yeah, athletic play. That had disaster written all over it.
All right, here we go. Time to settle things down a little bit. That's more like it. Centennial's just had a lot of opportunities on runouts and haven't been able to convert.
I believe we would say breathe. 3-point, good. Caden Kelly. Wow.
What a night of shooting for Centennial.
They're going to get close. They are very close to their season scoring average. Cole is called for the charge. Aguirre takes it.
You know, a smaller player there, Cole, just doing a normal post move, but when you're set, you're set. There's not much else you can do, and that's really the only way that Aguirre is going to be able to defend that.
Cruz to the rack, no. And Johnson has it, and then he is going to be fouled.
Oh, they said Cruz touched the ball.
Oh, no foul, just a oh, no, they did call it.
Yeah. No, they didn't. No foul. He just said number 1 touched the ball. Yep.
Okay.
There's no foul on the play. No foul.
The official said number 1 right away after the play.
Centennial on the season averages 75 points. Cole kicks it out. Johnson clears. Finds a wide open Maddox Ward, who misses the 3. Cole, the putback, is fouled on the attempt to score, so now he'll shoot free throws.
Foul charge number 1, Sean Cruz.
Can Carson Johnson even see? I want to see J.J. Cole and Carson Johnson stand next to each other again.
There's a pretty big height disparity there.
Cole misses the first. Hits the second. He now has 3.
In the half court, Centennial going to spread it out a little bit. There may not be another shot taken this game with an 18-point lead and a minute left.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, unless you get a look like that.
Unless you get that look, right.
Brock Jensen, 2 more.
Basket by Brock Jensen.
Carson Johnson, cross court. 3-point launched and converted by Braden Dre.
Braden Dre.
Up ahead, no good on the shot. Crandall the board, 20 seconds to go. In stride, Cole catches, takes a dribble, puts it in. McAleer with 12 seconds. And that is how Centennial will dribble it out for the final 5. 15-point win for Ankeny Centennial. They take control in the second half and do not let up.
I'm not sure if they're going to have a presentation for Ben Lamach on his first career win tonight. We had Scott DeYoung get his 651st win tonight with presentation. I'm pretty sure that would be Ben Lamach's first career varsity win tonight as a coach with Coach Fontana at home watching us probably tonight as we do that. So, Coach, get better soon.
And be gentle on us in your post-game review.
Right.
We'll recap this 15-point win in a moment.
Very active family, and those activities can lead to injuries. Whether on a soccer field or in a gym, accidents happen. For all imaging procedures like x-rays, CAT scans, or an MRI, we trust Iowa Radiology. They're professional, have the latest technology, and are really great with my kids. Got questions? Call or text today or visit iowaradiology.com. See why more and more families choose Iowa Radiology. Their focus is our good health.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Ankeny Centennial goes 11 of 22 from threes and beats their crosstown rival Ankeny tonight 71-56, and Andy Pollock, Paul Yeager here closing things up. When you shoot 50% from three, you're not going to lose many games.
Especially when you shoot that many. 11 for 22. There's nights you don't even shoot 11 shots, let alone 22. And They, especially in that third quarter, man, Ankeny Centennial was tough. And they turned it into an up and down. They turned it into a game playing all 94 feet. They were everywhere out there tonight, and that's the style that they want to play. That's how they're going to win basketball games this year.
Ankeny makes 5 3-pointers, 3 of them by Braden Dre, and most of them come in the second half. He finished with 11, 2 from Carson Johnson. He had 8. 2 points for Matt Stickrod, who didn't play much there in that fourth quarter. He was getting attended to by the trainer. Benter Nayali had 2. Ryan Crandall did everything he could, 12 points, just not enough tonight. 11 for Brady McCullough, 5 for Braden Simonson, J.J. Cole with 5. Centennial led by Jerron Cruz, 24 points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-pointers. He just could do no wrong.
He was everywhere, like you mentioned, too, in the fourth quarter. It wasn't just the offensive end. He was deflecting the ball. He was stealing the ball. He was harassing guys when they didn't have the ball. He was all over the place tonight.
Colin McAleer with 5, 4 for Tyler Johnson, 5 for Caden Kelling, 3 for Jackson Snyder, 4 Chris Lewis, 13 Brock Jensen, and 10 for Leo Aguirre. Centennial improves to 5-0. Ankeny falls to 2-3 with the 71-56 win by Centennial. For all of us here at CISN, Andy, thank you so much.
It's fun.
Good to see you, and good to work again here in 2021. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Lots coming your way here in the new year. Centennial with the sweep tonight. Both boys and girls get the win. Good night.